Caleb joins us again. Caleb, thanks for coming back on. Sorry about the technical issue there. You were talking about how this is your last camp. Along those lines, do you find yourself kind of looking around and maybe taking it all in, smelling the roses, so to speak, maybe a little bit? I know it's probably hard to do when you're getting ready for a football season, but do you find yourself, taking a look around and trying to soak it all in maybe a little bit more than you have in the past?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know who Eric Coley was. Eric Coley was a player who spent, a long time here, and he actually, works with the team now, under FCA, and me and him are kind of having conversations about, just enjoying the last ride, and because the reality is the next level isn't guaranteed, but at the same time it's just like I'm thinking about my journey from when I was a freshman to being injured to starting the podcast to all the moments I've had on the field up until this point. So I guess a little bit, it hasn't really hit me. I think it's going to hit me maybe like deep in the season, like maybe October, November, but as of right now it hasn't really hit me yet.
Yeah, we certainly remember Eric Coley, FM product. We covered him in high school, and then we got to see him come through Syracuse.
Yeah.
You mentioned being injured and everything that you've been through. Do you find yourself that along those lines? Do you maybe appreciate being healthy now more, and this opportunity that you have to be back as a fifth-year guy and be a starter and a key cog on this defensive line? I mean, do you maybe appreciate it more given everything you've been through on and off the field?
Yeah, how could I not? I almost had the game taken away from me at such a young age. It was something that I couldn't control. So I think for me, I don't even, beyond the game, I don't even really take life for granted anymore, honestly. I try not to let too many things get to me. I try to, stay cool, calm, and collected because I've been through so much so young. So that kind of, it gave me a bit of maturity, faster than I thought it would. But ultimately, I'm thankful for it. I don't complain about it. Maybe when I was younger, I wish wasn't hurt. But at the end of the day, it made me grow up a little bit, and I'm grateful for it.
All right, let's talk some football now, and you've got a new defensive coordinator that you're working with in Rocky Long, and obviously somebody who knows this 3-3-5 defense awfully well. What's the transition been like from last year to now working with a new DC in Rocky Long going into this season?
Working with Coach Long, he's definitely an old school kind of guy, but it's funny because I got an old soul, so me and him kind of connect really well. But at the same time, he's a player's coach, and he understands defense. He understands football. For one, the guys he's coached Hall of Famers. So, for me, that was already intriguing just getting to know him. But ultimately, he demands the effort and, demands that energy each and every day. And I think we need that for our goals that we want to achieve as a defense and as a team this year. We need a coach like him.
I think everybody looks at the defense and they immediately go to the linebackers and they say, Marlo Wax is there and Steph Thompson and, the linebacking core is good and we expect the defensive backfield to be good even though you've lost, some really good players in the defensive backfield. What about up front? I mean, we know about you. There are some other, question marks, I think, that people are wondering what else this team has up front. Can you walk us through the defensive line and maybe what we should expect out of that unit this year?
Yeah. I've never really been one to tell people what somebody's going to do. I don't even do that about myself. But one thing I can say and guarantee that you can expect the front to play dominant each and every game and playing relentless, playing together. I everybody on the D line came back. Obviously we had some guys leave, but for the most part everybody's played, and our chemistry is only building each and every day. And I think some guys would say that at camp up until this point too. So. I'm pretty sure that people will be well pleased with how we play this fall.
Garrett Schrader said a couple practices ago when we had a chance to speak to him from a media perspective, he essentially guaranteed a bowl game. He said, yeah, we're going to a bowl game. It's just a matter of, can we do the little things to win, 7, 8, 9 games? And it's not, the goal isn't just 6, Do you kind of share in that confidence? Do you look at this team and say, this is definitely a bowl team? It's not, a matter of if we're going to get to a bowl game. It's a matter of, how many wins we're going to end up with, that kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely back Schrader on that. We're definitely going to a bowl game. We don't work this hard all year to lose or to expect nothing less than that. And I back him again too. We don't just want 6 wins. Even last year, we were grateful to go 6-0, have that 6-0 start, but we wanted more, and we were disappointed when we didn't get the goals that we wanted. But at the same time, it's a new year, it's a new opportunity. That was last year's team, and this is this year's team. So we definitely have a lot of high goals, and I think that we're going to reach them.
Year 8 for Dino Babers. It's a big year for the program, big year for him. You've been with him for more than half of his time here. When somebody asks you what it's like to play for Dino, what's your answer? I mean, what has it been like for you playing for Dino for 5 years?
It's crazy. Coach Babers, he kind of watched me grow up. Me and him definitely have a unique relationship. A lot of people actually don't know his birthday is actually a day before mine. So we kind of have that little connection right there. But Coach Babers is a player's coach. He's definitely real militant, but at the same time, he's a player's coach. Like, you can come in there anytime of the night. He'll let you call him, talk to him about anything. Obviously, he's going to have his viewpoint, but he's going to let you get your point across. And I think that's how it should be, honestly. So I know for me, like, I have a lot of friends who play Power 5 ball, and they've had a new head coach every other year. So I had a coach who was able to, be with me from my freshman year up until now. So, with the whole pressure thing of him being in his 8th year, I don't think he worries about that. And we don't worry about that either. So, we just want to win games, and that's why we're here to win games. So at the end of the day, I think that's just what everybody's focused on is winning games.
All right, well said, Caleb. Last one for you. We had Marlo Wax on last week. He said the podcast is definitely coming back. What can you tell us about it? Can you give us a sneak peek of what we can expect, when we can expect it this season?
Just expect the podcast to be a little different. It's going to be more, obviously, more interactive, more fun. It's going to be like the same format, but, you can definitely expect it closer to the game one. Probably do a little preview of everything and just summer, camp, and all that stuff like that. Obviously, Johanna is no more, but me and Marlo going to hold it down, and, we got some new fun ideas, some more interactive things that we're going to do, just make it more fun for everybody to enjoy. So everybody definitely, should look forward to that.
It's always a pleasure catching up with you. Thank you so much for your time. Best of luck as you finish up camp, and I'm sure we'll talk again soon.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Caleb Okechukwu joining us here on the show. And with that, we'll hit our final timeout. We'll wrap things up next on ESPN Radio.
Before we do wrap up, I'm going to tell you this may be the most difficult selection of Artist of the Day because there's no show tomorrow for Friday ever for you.
For me?
It's going to stretch both of our fandoms.
More so than NWA versus, NWA versus Biggie?
Yes.
Wow. All right.
So be ready.
That's quite the tease. We'll find out next on ESPN Radio.